Oh my god, the new Unikitty show is finally out. Well, it's technically a sneak preview, but it doesn't matter. I've been looking forward to this. As soon as it was announced, I was kind of questioning it, but hey, I just went along with the flow. And yeah, you know, it's made by the same people who made Teen Titans Go, but hell, I mean, I'm sure they'll put more effort into this. This can't possibly go wrong. So let's do this. There are so many things I'm looking forward to seeing. Cloud Cuckoo Land, the adventures they're gonna get to go on. It's just awesome. Let's watch this. 11 minutes later. Why?
I am no Jedi.
Hey everyone, I'm the black-haired Richard Cora Kenobi here, and I'm back again for another review. And today we are going to be reviewing the sneak preview of the new Unikitty show. Now this is supposed to come out next year, but Cartoon Network decided they would put together a little Halloween special called Spooky Game. So yes, that is the basic gist of this. So yes, basically, this show is solely based on the Lego Movie. It has no other reason to exist besides it is completely made just so they could capitalize on their Lego franchise. I mean, hell, with the Lego Movie proving a huge success, and the Lego Batman movie, and the Lego Ninja... So, yes, in what way could this have gone right for them? I'm going to be reviewing this show, or sneak preview, I guess, and we're just going to be talking about why this does not work, and how it's just not a good impression on me, and God hope that the show is not like this, because if it is, I think it's going to take a while for me to get used to it. So yes, let's go ahead and start with the opening.
Have you ever seen anything so beautiful?
Now, I want you all to pay attention, because that opening is the only time you see two Lego characters. In fact, that's the only time you're gonna see actual Lego people in this world. Just look at the screen. Look at the screen. You will never see them again. And now let's listen to the opening. That's your idea of an opening? So, if you guys did not catch that, basically, that opening was sung to us by the Japanese band called Baby Metal. Yes, that's their actual name. And you might be wondering, why would they get a Japanese band to sing the opening when this kind of opening is suited to anime? In fact, this is so out of place. Hell, comparing this to OKKO's theme? Do I even need to mention my favorite openings of all time, Star vs. the Forces of Evil? Look at how these shows introduce you to their worlds. Look at how they introduce you to the characters. They get you pumped. It gets you excited. You'll be humming this song and rocking out to it for hours. But this, it's literally just 3 words. Listen. 3 words. 3 words of just that literally is lyrics written at its best, people. Like, bravo! Bravo! I am not dissing the band in any way. I do believe that all Japanese bands are awesome in their own unique ways, but good God! You hire the Baby Metal, an awesome band, to do your opening, and this is what you give them? I don't know. Now, if they wrote these lyrics, then I kind of am hoping that maybe they'll know for it. They'll pay for it, basically. But not in that way. Please, everyone, do not mistake me for a cold-blooded asshole, even though I can be a cold-blooded asshole. I am not being a cold-blooded asshole to a couple of young girls who definitely have great talent in the Japanese music business. What I'm saying is that this is not how you compose and handle music. I don't even need to tell you how to do your jobs. God, the opening is the first thing we're introduced and already the song is like, it's like Doug. The theme song is now stuck in my head. In fact, while writing the script, I was currently listening to this song not once, but 25 times. Yes, 25 times. I wrote the script to this while listening to it. And it has now become permanently stuck in my head. It has now become a large tumor that will undoubtedly be stuck in my head and will only go away until I hear the sound of good music that is literally so better than this. So, we begin this episode with Unikitty. Whoa!
I can't believe it's finally game night!
Okay, stop! What the hell is this? Is the episode on fast forward? Do I need to get my remote? Here, let me get my remote. The whole thing feels like acid. It feels like a kid got high on a sugar rush. The pacing never slows down. Whereas other shows like Teen Titans Go, Powerpuff Girls, and OKKO take it at a considerable decent pace, not making it feel like an 11-minute cartoon. This show hammers in that it's an 11-minute cartoon, that it is afraid to stop and explain and take its time. Basically, we see Unikitty and her friends, Dr. Fox and Hawkadile, yes, those are the actual names, I am not kidding you, and her brother, who are looking for a board game, because, as this episode will tell you, Unikitty and her brother get very competitive when they play board games. You know, my friend NC Jr. took a look at this, and he said he has already, in his head, figured out what this episode is going to be about and how it will end. And if you all are half as smart as he is, then you will definitely figure it out.
Whoa! How much?
The price is free, but the cost is beyond your mortal reckoning.
It's free?
Free to take, but a curse upon your soul.
What?
Yes.
Seems legit. I mean, if a guy handed me a free board game and said I would not have to pay currency, but it would come at a cost, I'm dead sure I would take it. And they take it back to their house, or wherever the hell they are. Seriously, I'm gonna bring this up later, but it is not established where the hell they are at. And the background and the animation are literally giving my eyes a worse case of bleeding. Seriously. I don't need to remind you all that, once again, this was done in the same Flash animation that Teen Titans Go is done by. Now, while occasionally that show is that show, it is just astonishing that they turned the dial up this high. Seriously. Let's just start with the obvious. Unikitty does not look like a Lego. I understand they couldn't duplicate the stop motion from the Lego movie. That's fine. That literally was on a bigger budget than this show and company can afford. But for the love of God, if you're going to try and replicate it, then at least put effort into it. There are these little sequences where Unikitty is moving, her whole body looks like a dog. And when she's standing still, it's a single Lego piece. So basically, it's just like how it was in the movie. But whereas in the movie, it's highly stylized and detailed. You can freeze frame it and just look at all of the intricacies it took just to make Unikitty operate and move. And this is all done in a computer, by the way. Whereas in this show, it just looks jagged, and it looks like the artist just decided to go halfway with it and just hope for the best. This literally looks incomplete. And the backgrounds, oh my god, and I thought Teen Titans Go and Powerpuff Girls backgrounds were lazy. But no, this show somehow managed to make those shows' backgrounds look like Genndy Tartakovsky's paintbrush backgrounds. I am dead serious. These are the most generic and uninspiring backgrounds I've ever seen. And I watch cartoons for a damn living. So, continuing this, they are about to play the game, and if you've seen Jumanji or any other horror movie, you know how this goes. Yep, they get sucked into the game. All while this floating Lego piece, which is one of her other friends, and yeah, ha 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 ha, we get it. You must be very, very creative to come up with this character design. I mean, look at this. This must have taken hours to put together. Yes, a single Lego piece took them hours to put together. But it's good to know anyone can make it in the business nowadays. I'm an artist! So yes, again, they're inside the board game, and their basic goal is to, well, I'll just let this creepy guy explain it, which, by the way, he's not giving a name, so for the purposes of this, I'm going to call him Vincent. So, Vincent, tell us, how are they supposed to escape?
A test of skills and chills where the only way out is to win!
Cool! We're inside the game?
Wow, you guys are super into this, even after the creepy warning. Okay, then.
So, Unikitty and Dr. Fox, her brother, and Hawkeye go off into a corn maze. Did one of the writers pop in Corn of the Children by any chance? Because I'm expecting a little someone to show up. Which, by the way, that would be kind of awesome. Okay, but serious, back to the story. So, Dr. Fox gets lost in the group, and she comes across probably the most nicest people.
Ah! He's on corn!
They're all turned into corn. They must have great holidays. So, basically, we see that, yes, Hawkeye and Unikitty and her brother win. And Unikitty is upset that her brother almost beat her. Or he did beat her. Why? So, their next objective is to go to a carnival and, you guessed it, win tickets. I'm getting so bored of this, it's hard for me to come up with jokes. God, who knew script writing could be this hard? Wow, I'm such a lazy bastard. So, again, we see that they go into the carnival. Again, how else can I paraphrase it? And all they have to do is win tickets. Hawkeye discovers something may be a mess. And he discovers a carnival of... What the hell? I don't even know how to describe this. I think the best way I can describe this is basically the people who saw the Emoji Movie. So, Hawkeye decides he's going to take care of this by punching him, but yeah, Ghostbuster, you are not. And he gets captured and turned into a Hawkeye? What is he supposed to be? I mean, I'm confused here. Is he supposed to be a mutated, ugly transformation? I'm running out of things to say. Anyway, so now it's down to Unikitty and her brother. And yes, you will in no way see that your friends are missing. Just continue with the game. And it looks like they're both tied. Their final goal is to go into this haunted house, be the first one to reach the rooftop, and ring the bell.
I did it! I made it to the end!
Yes! Now ring that bell and you will be the winner of Spoooooky Game!
I guess I am a loser. Again. Oh no, little bro. Why are we fighting? This isn't fun at all anymore. No, little bro. Our friends were right all along. We do get too competitive, mostly me, but we forgot games are about having fun with each other. How about we win this one together? Really?
Yes, you did see that right. The conflict is now coming to an end. And Unikitty learns a lesson that she shouldn't be over competitive, and that she should let other people win. And then they both win. Alright, fine. I'll explain. So if you didn't catch that, this episode is a bad parody of MLP.
My little pony, what is friendship all about?
I feel like this show, this first sneak peek episode, they just put this together at the last minute without even realizing how they should properly show us the many times that Unikitty has been over-competitive, because we're just told that she is over-competitive, but we don't see other instances of this, and this does not sound like the Unikitty we all know and love. So it's hard for me to take this show's and the writers on their opinion. It's hard for me to take their opinion on this. So yes, but let's just go with it. It's literally almost over. So the episode ends with them deciding they're gonna win together, and Vincent here is not happy about this. It literally just ends with them fucking up and no resolution, and they're all tiny now. Buy your next patch of LEGO Dimension characters. So yes, that was Unikitty's spooky game. And let's just get right to the chase. This episode, for a sneak preview, as you can see by my tired expression, I had to watch this 3 times just to make sure I didn't miss anything. And watching it 3 times took a lot out of me. Hell, even writing the script, it was taking so much from my brain. It felt like I couldn't properly make a joke about this to the best of my abilities. One, probably because I'm a sucky writer who still needs to learn how to write and be more good at it. Or 2, it could just be that maybe this show has something that I don't think any other show has. It has something, but I can't quite figure it out yet. But hey, I'm sure it'll come to me. Now, I'm about to make a confession that I spoke to my friends Max a Few Trades and Jaru Jaru at. This, to me, is just another Tara Strong show, and therefore Unikitty is just another Tara Strong character. Now, why do I say this? Because, well, I really don't like Tara Strong's voice acting. Wait! I love Tara Strong as a person. She is a wonderful ball of joy and spirit, and I really do think that she has made her mark on this world as not just a great voice actor, but just as a great person. But her voice acting has become rather repetitive, and she has unfortunately been diving into the category of playing the same character over and over again. In fact, she's unfortunately become the victim of typecasting. Now, you all want proof. Well, go back and watch any Tara Strong performance that's not Raven or Twilight Sparkle and tell me they're just not carbon copies of her other performances. Even Harley Quinn, which I will get to in the coming months, is a terrible, terrible ear-drumming performance that does not suit the original character. Again, I'll go into this more detail in an upcoming crossover. But my point is that Tara Strong's voice is very recognizable, and most of the time it just feels like she's playing Tara Strong playing the character. Her voice has reached its limits to where she can't experiment with different voices. She simply has what is at her disposal, and she doesn't try to do anything new, because at this point she really doesn't have to, nor does she need to. She's just good as she is. But that's the problem. Being the queen of voice acting, Tara Strong is in high demand, and to me, it feels like she's being overextended. Again, I love her as Raven in Twilight Sparkle because they're the only times I think it fits there, and Raven is one of those characters where she wasn't playing herself. She was playing the character. But other times, not so much. I can't take these roles seriously because she is just playing the same person over and over again. And Unikitty is no exception. Unikitty was supposed to be beyond something that I think Tara Strong couldn't do. And yet she tried, but that's the thing. I believe Tara Strong was given this role, one, because Cartoon Network loves kissing up to her because they didn't have her be Bubbles, and two, it's just because she's in their closet and they can just pull her out to do voices anytime they want. And it's hard for me to tell if she legitimately has passion for this character because, once again, she's just playing this like a hyperactive Tara Strong meets a hyperactive Bubbles meets a hyperactive Twilight Pinkie Pie combination. Yeah, wrap your head around that. And that reason, I can't take her seriously. And maybe it's just me, but again, if they really wanted to, if the original actress could not come back for whatever reasons, Cartoon Network won't simply say, then I think they should have gotten somebody who could have emulated that. Like Grey DeLisle. Grey DeLisle is an amazing voice actress who can pull this type of emotion off. She's done it in the past, so why couldn't they have got her? Simple. Because Tara Strong is their backup. Tara Strong is big money nowadays. And they simply want to capitalize on her. Nothing more, nothing less. And don't take this to mean I think Tara Strong is a bad voice actress. She's not. She just feels one-dimensional, and she doesn't feel like she has any substance or flavor to her performance anymore. It's the same damn thing. And again, I mean that in no disregard or offense. I'm just saying, if they really wanted to make a Unikitty show and get somebody who can emulate Arson Bree's performance, then they should have tried harder than this. Now, let's get to Unikitty herself. And let me bear in mind, Unikitty, once again, is the opposite of how she is supposed to be. And I don't mean to keep hammering this home, but the reasons I stated are the reasons I state. Unikitty is not this. She has never been this. And it doesn't matter what you say. This, to me, is not the Unikitty I know and love. This is just, once again, say it with me, a Tara Strong character. And let's also talk about the other characters. They're just there. The other characters don't feel like they have any importance. They're just there to tag along for the ride. One of them is voiced by... Hell, Dr. Fox is voiced by Kate Micucci. Kate Micucci is an amazing, talented voice actress compared to Tara Strong. But to hear her in this show is just so painful because she's not given much to do. She says her lines and that's it. And Dr. Fox as a character just hasn't grown on me. Nor Hawkadile. He's just the stereotypical Hawkadile that has the face of Pizza Steve. Which, now that reminds me whatever happened to Pizza Steve. And there's Unikitty's brother. Unikitty's brother reminds me of Spike. In fact, that's exactly the best way I can sum up this character. He's literally Spike. And that's not what I want. I want a character to care about. And now let's get to the other thing. What timeline does this show take place in? Does it take place before the movie? Does it take place after the Lego movie? Somewhere in between? Where does this take place? I feel like my brain is taking crazy pills. Seriously. If this is the best you could have came up with, then I am so sorry, writers of Unikitty, but you need to go back to the drawing board. And that's coming from somebody who also has to go back to his own drawing board and try harder than this. But again, the world is not what we saw in the Lego movie. In fact, the world they're in doesn't make any sense. Is this supposed to be Cloud Cuckoo Land? Because if it's supposed to be Cloud Cuckoo Land, then it needs to look like Cloud Cuckoo Land. It needs to feel like it. This is not how you have consistency. It's almost as if the writers didn't even go back and watch the show. Instead, they just treated this as another world like Teen Titans Go or Powerpuff Girls. Except, give credit where credit is due, at least Jump City and Townsville feel like proper cities and you get to understand where they're at. But with this, the backgrounds are so lazily generic, I don't feel anything. I don't feel like I'm a part of this world. I don't even feel like I know this world. So, yes. That being said, this show is lazy, generic, and overall, the jokes just were not funny. I got a chuckle maybe last night the first time, but I have not laughed out loud nor chuckled the last 2 times I watched this. And maybe that's saying something. So, yes. Do I feel that this show has potential? Absolutely, guys. Every show has potential. And I'm surprised Cartoon Network and the Teen Titans Go writers were able to actually pull something decent off. I would say that if this show comes out next year and if it tries harder than this episode and if they learn from their mistakes, then I feel it's going to be good. And it maybe, just maybe, it could be good. But only time will tell. So, yes, ladies and gentlemen, that was Spooky Games. I apologize if my script skills were a bit amateur and I sounded like I was trying to the bare bone to come up with something funny to say. But please understand, this is just all my opinion, and I love to hear your guys's. So, tell me what you think about this down in the comments below. And also, too, I want to give a huge shout out to my friend, the NC Jr., for help editing this video and turning it into something good. If you all like this style, then there will be more. And I promise you, I will take time to write creative jokes, and I will try to do my best to be a good reviewer. I'm still learning, guys, and I hope you all can be patient with me. So, yes. Until then, please, just please, remember, I am a brony. And I am a fan of Unikitty. That gives you absolutely no reason to come to my house to stab me in my sleep and tell me that Tara Strong is the goddess among voice actress and I'm going to hell for that. Thank you all. Have a good day, and until then, may the force be with you. Goodbye, everyone.